Welcome everyone. Dr. Naveen here again from UPSC MEDICO. I'm very happy to introduce to you Dr. Nishant, All India Rank 381 UPSC CSE 2024. And he's a combo course student with us from year 2022. And he is the optional topper this year. He has scored 279 in the medical sciences optional. Right? Welcome, Nishant.
Thank you, Dr. Naveen. First of all, thank you so much for having me here today. It's been a long journey. First of all, coming to my attempts, it was my third attempt and it was my second mains. Starting with my journey, I thought about changing the stream in my internship. Somewhere at the back of my mind, there was this idea that I want to prepare for UPSC, but I did not have the courage to change the stream. But after the COVID pandemic, where I was very free, after that I decided to change the stream, and I started preparing during my internship in 2021. And during my internship, I prepared for like 3 or 4 months. It was not very serious preparation, and I completed my graduation in May 2022. After which I took a break for 2 years, and I gave two. And very grateful that I am in the list and I have secured rank 381.
That's nice. So doctors making into the list and your U-turn, that is shifting into UPSC was not in the first or second MBBS. It is during your internship time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like if there is an intern watching this video who wants to start now, okay, what are the hurdles he expect and what a difference you might have brought into your preparation if it is like if you can go back in the timeline for 3 years. So what are the changes that you will be bringing into your preparation?
Yeah. And the first change that I would like to bring is that I attended DAMS in my pre-final year. In the third year, I
Yes.
had attended DAMS for whole year because I was preparing for NEET that year. But in then my fourth year, I changed the stream. So I would like to start a little early. I started an internship.
Yes, yes.
Although it is also fine that you are starting an internship, then it does not create a much of a difference. But I think the number of attempts would have been less if I started a little earlier.
So in your case, final MBBS is the ideal time to actually start your preparation for UPSC so that like you get to have little more number of attempts or little earlier success, as you said,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
In the pre-final or final, a person can easily start the preparation.
But now the problem is this year, after introducing this National Medical Commission new curriculum and all, final year was like a little hectic because they have removed ENT Oftal from the third MBBS, then they have put it into the final year curriculum, right? And they have multiple subjects now, almost 9 subjects in MBBS. So that's why I could see a shift in paradigm. Like now, third MBBS students are actually joining foundation and combo courses with us because they're getting more time to actually adapt to the change in stream during third MBBS, right? So this was the thing I would like to add it here. So Dr. Nishant, very happy that you were the topper of the medical science and you scored 279. Can you please share us what is that like if someone from medical fraternity is interested in opting for medical science and continue his preparation, so what are the tips and tricks you will tell them from the beginning point?
Yes. So the first and the most important thing that I think is that at the end of the day, even if you are not knowing the topic, you will be able to write something or something in the exam. That is very important because you will not be leaving the space blank in the final exam. Like this year, there were some PSM questions. I had not read them this year, but because of my earlier history from my MBBS, I remembered them and I somehow completed the sheets. So number one is that, and number two, I think the syllabus is quite doable. It is vast, but it is doable. And once you complete the syllabus and you revise it 2 or 3 times, you will be able to grasp it, and you will be able to score easily.
So multiple revisions are essential because it's a static kind of optional and things will definitely make sense once you finish off the syllabus once and also yeah, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. And for you, like from medical science point of view, did you face any difficulties during through your preparation line as you're part of the combo course student also, like when you're learning medicine and all? What are the areas you face some difficulties, and what would you advise young doctors to be sure of this subject or particular concept, or these kind of things are surely repeatable. So you have to focus on these aspects. Is there anything that you would tell your junior doctors about that regarding
Yeah,
medical
indeed.
science? Yeah.
Indeed.
Hmm.
So if we go subject wise, that there are some subjects which are fairly repeating, like biochemistry, microbiology, pathology. These are subjects which are repeating each year. Like the questions on PCR or uh, the PCR technology, and like there are three concepts RIA. These are repeating each and every year. Similarly,
Yes.
in the anatomy, there are some topics like the joints or nerves. They are repeating each and every. They are one or other year. They are repeating. Yes, I think medicine and surgery are the two subjects because they are vast, and you will require time to complete them. For example, if I share my own example,
Yes.
I started doing my medicine for this UPSC in my internship. But at that time, I had no idea about UPSC MEDICO. So I gave about 3 months for preparing my medicine only. For medicine only, I gave 3 months, and I compiled a very heavy notebook, and it was not revisable. And after that, I came to know about the UPSC MEDICO through some senior. Then I found out that if we have the basic notes of UPSC MEDICO, you can easily cover syllabus. Apart from that, you have to add through PYQs. So this is the thing I think that people can follow.
So maybe let's put it this way. The difficulty what our topper faced was that some subjects, not all. So as per Nishan, the syllabus is actually looks vast from outside, but when you understand the nuances or demand of the exam, it is definitely doable. But on top of that, there are subjects which are actually huge and bulky. We all know the magnitude of medicine and surgery. So if you start doing on your own the notes making part, it is definitely doable, but it kills time. So when you have a compiled note, definitely it saves time and you can definitely master it in short span of time. I think that is how I can just sum up what you're trying to convey,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
If I
yes,
may
yeah,
add,
please, please.
like if we look at the pediatrics, there are only 7 or 8 topics in pediatrics.
Yes.
If you go about doing them by yourself, you will easily give 15 to 20 days in completing the pediatrics. But the topics in the UPSC Medico are very short, and you can easily cover them in 2 or 3 days.
How many months you have put in for first reading of medical science? Are you doing it along with the GS, or you have dedicated full time to medical science? Yeah.
So during my first attempt after my MBBS, I had not completed my optional. So that year, from October till December, I gave only to compile the notes and to complete the syllabus. I didn't have the time for revision that year because my GS syllabus was also pending. Then after the prelims, in the 3 month span only, because my notes were complete, I was able to revise it multiple times, 2 or 3 times, and I was able to score 275 last year.
Yes.
So the syllabus is revisable if once you have compiled the notes and completed
Yes.
everything.
Yes, 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 yes. And you have given like 3 to 4 months of solid time for medical science, like including
Yeah,
first reading and also the revision part.
yeah.
So, would you like to add about the test series? When did you start writing answers and importance of answer writing?
And so for test series, I gave around 2 or 3 or 4 tests before December last year in my 2023 attempt.
Yes,
Most of my tests I gave after my prelims only.
yes.
Okay, in those tests, what I used to do is that used to complete one subject in a week's time, and I used to fix one day particular for giving the test. Now, the importance of giving tests is that even if you revise something 4 or 5 times, there are some things that you will remember in the exam. So while writing the paper, number one, you are able to analyze the pattern, like how will you be writing the points in the paper, and number two, you will find out some things which you are forgetting again and again. So these are the and then you can focus on those areas. So the time period in which we have to complete the paper, it is also crucial during the while writing the exam, because in the same time you have to draw diagrams also,
Yes.
and to manage the time frame, for that also it is important to write the papers.
Yeah, I could see that there is an improvement in your diagrams from 2023 to 2024. You were drawing color diagrams in the full length test of 2024, and in 2023 the concept and content was good, but somehow the overall weightage of images, the priority given was little less, right?
Yeah.
So what did you do for practicing images? Is there any special pattern of study you followed, or you just just going through the image and drawing a rough sketch, or did you actually practice images?
No, I what I used to do is that I while revising my syllabus, I used to I used to brainstorm like a rough idea if such question is asked from me, how will I be able to writing it? So while revising, sometimes it stuck to my mind that a diagram can be drawn here, like this and that, and I mentioned it in my notes only. So second time I'm revising it, I am again encountering that diagram, and it becomes a part of my unconscious mind. So while writing, it will come out in the paper. I used to mainly brainstorm while revising at how I am able, what all the headings will I be making in the paper if this question is asked from me, or what all diagrams can I make, what extra diagram can I add in this question.
Mhm. And in 2024, the recent attempt of with medical science, did you face any time-related issue? Were you able to finish tests on time, the final exam, or just tell us about the difficultiness of the paper, difference between 23 paper and 24 paper, please?
Mm. I think this year there were some questions which were not covered in the syllabus. There were some question like there was question about a dumping syndrome, the side effects of gastrectomy.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
there were some questions. Similarly, there were some questions in pharmacology also, which were not covered by me, especially
Okay,
by me. I had not covered them.
okay.
So that was one area where I faced difficulty. And also in the time management, this year, what I faced was that I was giving too much time in completing the questions, which in the earlier part of the question. So I had to complete more question in last half an hour.
Yes.
So this was one difficulty I faced.
Yes. Is there any special practice you did for mandatory questions? Because somehow students find it difficult. They waste a lot of time in question number one and five.
No, I don't think I gave any special attention to mandatory because you have to write them. So what I used to do is that after getting the sheet in the exam hall, you get 5 minutes before starting the paper. So in those 5 minutes, I used to analyze. I did not see. I mean, I used not to see the mandatory papers, mandatory questions,
Okay,
because
good.
anyway you have to write them.
Write them.
I
Yes.
used to look at other questions and I used to compare how many marks do I know in a particular question.
Yes.
And in that 5 minutes time, I used to identify what all questions I have to write.
Yes.
And then I just went with the writing.
So you will be attempting all questions in a sequence, or those questions which you know well first, then you will go for other questions. Because anyway, the paper given, additionals given by them contains the body of the question at the top, right? Yeah.
So I think I used to go in the sequence only.
Sequence.
I did not skip anything.
Were you expecting little less or little more, or are you happy with 279?
Yeah, I am happy with 279. Actually, I was expecting less this year from 275. And
Hmm.
surprisingly, I've got to 279. So I must have done good.
That's good. That's good. You have done what difference you have brought into your preparation was you were giving full length tests at the right time. Okay.
Yeah, I gave
That was important.
two or three full
Two
length
full
tests this
tests
year.
you have given. I went through the papers and all. Then I realized, okay, at the right time you have to practice. I would like to add one point here because there are a lot of doctors who will be watching this video to know like how to top the medical science. Because if you're not in the 270 zone or 280 zone, you will never make it to the list now, right? Looking at the level of the competition we have. Now, for them, they start little early. Like in your case, you were giving 2023 attempt also, 2022 attempt also, and this is your third attempt, right? You are not tired of answer writing for medical science, and most of the toppers they get tired in the like for if you see the 35 toppers we got this year, hardly 10 or 12 members are actually writing tests actively this year. They have attempted it, but maybe in 23, some in 2020, 2022, and there was one student who has given in 2021. Like what happens if you don't do acute practice, or for example you have a cricket match tomorrow, you have to do net practice today, right? So I think you have to like you have to give test series definitely just before the exam, that to the grantors. That's why this combo course was designed in such a way you will get to have access to subject wise tests throughout your first preparation or second revision, but the grant test should always be attempted during this 90-day period between the prelims and the optional part. And if anyone who is part of UPSC Medico is watching this video, just if if you're not able to write subject wise test, at least write 2 to 3 grant tests. Because it's a dictum, I'm telling you now, people who write grant tests at the right time are in the list. This is repeating every year. Would you like to add any extra point here, Nishant? We'll move on to your general UPSC preparation, because there will be some humanitarian students who will also be watching this video. They would like to know your resources about UPSC, how you like what was you doing for GS related stuff, and what was your PT score?
This year it is 171,
And last year?
143.
Oh, you made a good score improvement in personality test, right?
Yeah.
So first
Yes.
we'll start with personality test, then we'll go to the. So from personality test point of view, so from medical students, now I could see we have had a interview guidance program also this year. So the students, they all shared transcript with me, and bulk of the questions, not like 100% or 50%, 30 to 40% is health related or public health related. How was your experience? Like is it too general or too doctor oriented kind of thing? Yeah.
So Dr. Naveen, but this year I was not asked even a single question from medical science.
Okay. Okay.
Most of my questions were from general current affairs or
Okay.
from my DAF. There
Good.
is, last year I was even asked treatments for varicose vein or such kind of question was asked from me
Okay.
last year in
Clinical
my board.
questions they did ask.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
But this year, not even a single question was asked from me from medical science.
Any
I had
public
prepared
health
a
related?
no, not even a
Uh,
single question from that also. I
okay.
had prepared a lot of questions, but not even a single question was asked.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
is a general practice. They do
Yes.
ask public health related questions.
Yes.
Even so many of my friends were asked.
And moving on to the GS aspects, what was your prelim strategy?
For me, the general prelim subjects, I have done the basics. So revising them again helps me. And apart from that, I add some general current affairs stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I do not focus much on the PT 365s or any magazines.
Mm-hmm.
I usually, because I'm not able to read them, so I usually concentrate on videos from YouTube. If any compilation is available, I just watch the video.
Okay.
And apart from that,
Marathon kind of things, right? Like
yeah,
preliminary
marathon.
videos. Yes. Yes.
And apart from that, CSET is one area where I'm weak. So I focus on CSET. I have completed. I complete the exam previous year papers of
Yes.
CSET of UPSC
Uh-huh.
and other institutes also.
Okay. Were you be part of any coaching for these prelims and CSAT part?
For CSET, I had taken a 2 month course of study IQ last year
Okay. Hmm.
to cover the basics.
Okay, but for general studies, because you have already a compiled material, you are revising it more on top of that. Then you are relying on some YouTube videos to fast forward your revision process, right? Coming back to the mains answer writing for this attempt, because to get into the list, you have to make a marked improvement in the answer writing with GS, because no matter how well you do in PT, no matter uh, how good doctor you are to score well in medical science, at the end of the day, the war ground is general study answer writing, which actually
Mm-hmm.
the bulk scoring happens there, right? So what was the difference between last attempt to this attempt?
Yes. So I have made improvement in my GS1 and GS3 this year.
Hmm.
Uh, I was part of a writing group. They used to post questions daily.
Hmm.
So I used to write sectional tests fairly daily during my course of mains preparation. And apart from that, I heavily relied on toppers copies. I used to see them again and again, and I used to see what extra they are writing, which I can add in my answers.
Yes.
So these are the two things that I did
This time.
for the mains.
So,
Yes, I have not joined any foundation course for GS. For GS, I had taken the notes of toppers. I just printed them and I just read them, and I made my own additions in those notes.
yes.
And I am preparing from my home only from last 2 years. I have not gone to Delhi or anywhere because I cannot prepare from anywhere else apart from my home.
Now, what is your general take? Should a doctor move to Delhi or it's a personal choice?
I think it is more of a personal choice.
Hmm.
How because for me it would be very difficult to adjust in a foreign environment, and
Okay.
I cannot survive without home food.
Okay.
So yeah, so I am
What
preparing
is
for.
what is happening with Haryana? Why doctors from Haryana are more interested into state services or central services? Because I could see Dr. Anjali Garg from Haryana, this year Dr. Shreya Garg from Haryana, you and there are seven more other doctors whom I know. They're all from Haryana. What is
Mhm.
that ecosystem that is bubbling in the medical colleges that more and more you are interested into UPSC?
I think first of all it is a personal choice, and I think secondly people are clearing and they are becoming a role model or kind of they are getting guidance from their seniors. For
Yeah.
me also, one of my seniors last year made it to the IPS,
Yes. Yes.
so there is readily guidance is available.
Apart from that, as we go through the process of UPSC and all, medical doctor fraternity usually feel a little alienated, right? So, have you ever felt of giving up because it's your third attempt, right? Definitely for a doctor, any failure is like a latest occurrence which we haven't been heard of or experienced of. Most of our schooling and this thing, they happen very well. We enter into medical colleges. So, how are you coping up with that? And this has an emotional note also because now today, Nishant is happy, Dr. Naveen is happy, but I could see that hundreds and thousands are actually depressed. They want to start again, right? So, what were you doing last year when you are in that similar mindset, and what helped you to come out of it and attain this rank?
Yeah, indeed, it takes a toll because if I compare with my batchmates, this year they will be completing their post graduation. Hadn't I made it to the list this year, then I will again be writing the exam as a plain MBBS only. So it takes a lot of toll on the mind. And along with that, you are alone. You do not have anyone accompanying you in the journey because most of your friends do not understand about the journey. So at that time, I think my family is the one area which provided me with an immense support. My father, my mother, they were there at every moment and every failure. Last year, after not making it to the list, after giving interview, the for 15 days I did not come out of my room. So at that time, only family support is one thing that helps you. So I would like to advise my senior fellows that please focus on your mental health, however you can, by the way of meditation, by talking with your friends, or by listening to music, however you can, please focus on your mental health.
Uh, I'm happy to do topper interviews. At the same time, my phone is busy with calls from students who are like, I think UPSC fills in that fire to persist, right? Like, no matter how many attempts they give, they still call with that same enthusiasm, saying, "Sir, this time I had to kind of do it very well. I will start early." I think they self-correct themselves after every failed attempt. Like rank is one thing, but as a person and personality, if you're strong enough to cope up with the failures, I think you will be altogether a different person in the society. You will stand out. Okay, no
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
whether
One
it is
message that I will want to
yes,
give is
yes,
that no matter if you had given 2 attempts or 3 attempts, it does not define you. uh, you go forward and it is worth it. I have realized this year, the kind of respect and the enthusiasm and the encouragement that people provide you after clearing the exam. It is just it cannot be defined with words. So
yes,
it is worth it. At the 10 years down the line, 2 attempts or 3 attempts or 4 attempts will not matter. You
yes.
just have to focus on yourself and just give the exam.
But even I could see that trend. I could see that when I started UPSC MEDICO, like mentoring UPSC students 6 years back, not as a full-time institute, there was glorification of people who crack it in one attempt. But now I could see even the topper for last 3 years were giving five, six attempts, rank one. Rank one is with fifth attempt. Even doctors are giving five, six attempts. Then I have realized that slowly the people understood the fact that this exam takes time, right? This exam takes time, but as I said, for doctors, the problem is the remaining fraternity who are into medical PG, NEET PG, NSC. There's a lot of ranks, lot of new medical seats coming up, new PG seats coming up. So everyone is doing something or other, right, in India. So that might kind of give a negativity to your preparation. So it's better to get support from mentors and from parents to move it forward. That would be advice both from Dr.
For
Nishan.
that, I would
Yes,
like to add something.
please, man, please.
Uh, your journey is your own, alone. You're alone. You do not need to compare with anyone. There are a lot of variables in this exam. One of the mains paper might go wrong on that day, and you might not make it to the list. So do not compare with yourself with anyone. If I give my own example, during my GS for this year, I had epistaxis while writing my paper. I was writing my paper, and my nose suddenly started bleeding.
Oh,
And in that situation, I completed my paper because I knew, because I am not complete. If I not complete my paper, I will not be my 1 year will be gone. So there are a lot of variables. You do not have to compare yourself with anyone. It is your journey and you're alone, and just go for it. And it is worth it once you made it to the list.
Hello all, this is Dr. Nishant. I have secured All India rank 381 in UPSC CSE 2024. My optional score is 279. I have been part of UPSC MEDICO for last 2 years. What worked for me is that the notes are very crisp. They cover of the syllabus and you can easily build upon them and save time. Number two, the test series are very good. They simulate the final paper, and most of the questions are in line with the PYQs. And number three, Dr. Naveen is very helpful and approachable. You can easily connect with him and get personal mentorship. I wish you all good luck in your journey. Thank you.